Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome everyone to the video. As you can see by the intro, what we're looking at is the Call of Duty that everyone seems to want. And if you're kind of mistaken and you don't know what the intro gameplay was or what the background gameplay is, basically you can check in the description below for the original video. But what it is it's a Call of Duty 2 gameplay with an ENB realism mod. So basically this game is Call of Duty 2, but it has a mod to make it more realistic in today's graphics standard, so it looks a bit better than the normal Call of Duty 2. And if I actually show you Call of Duty 2 gameplay right now, as you can see, there's a little bit of a shift. The gameplay looks a little bit more bland, there's not as much color, and in my opinion, it pretty much just looks like a PS2 game. But when you hop into the ENB realism mod, it kind of looks like more of a game on the Xbox 360, and I guess you could say slightly a little bit of the Xbox One. I'm not sure if you'd go through that far, but the real reason why I'm making today's video is basically a discussion into what type of Call of Duty you guys want. What I want you to do in the comment section down below is let me know what type of Call of Duty do you want. Do you want them to push into the future where there's exosuits, where people jump around, where there's spaceships, just like Infinite Warfare? And as you can tell by the Infinite Warfare trailer, I don't think anyone wants spaceships or anyone wants exosuits. I'm sure that quite a minority of people do because it's something a little bit different, but I suppose the majority of Call of Duty players want boots on the ground. They want something more realistic. They want something in trenches. They basically want Battlefield 1. And if you have a look at what other people want, they want something like this Call of Duty mod, which has a realistic mod to it. Now, what I ended up doing was actually having a look down the comment section, and this is kind of the reason why I made the video, because I saw all of these comments, and you can see most of the comments on the screen right now. One person says this is 1,000 times better than the new COD games when COD was actually good, 1,000,000 times better than Infinite Warfare. And there's another one that says that moment when you realize that COD 2 has better movement and shooting mechanics than the current COD. And then people keep going saying when Call of Duty was actually Call of Duty. And I guess you could say you can't really argue with that, because Call of Duty from its normal roots was boots on the ground. It was just killing people there on, there out. And I know you do kill people in Black Ops 3, but it's kind of like exosuits and it's kind of futuristic. But when you hop back into the day like Call of Duty 2, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, it was strictly boots on the ground, and a lot of people don't particularly like the exosuit movements. Personally, myself, I don't like it, and I suppose by looking at that Infinite Warfare trailer and also the comments, a lot of people seem to want like an older Call of Duty, or more specifically a remake of Call of Duty 2 or World at War or something like that. I want to know in the comment section down below, would you guys be interested in another older Call of Duty game coming next year instead of Infinite Warfare, or more specifically a trailer? So by looking at all those comments, as I said, it seems that everyone wants some type of new old type of Call of Duty, then something that's obviously people in exosuits, they're jumping around and all that jazz. And as you can see by the gameplay in the background, it's all old. And what I mean by that is it's very, very old. So it's like World War 1, World War 2 days. You have different type of weapons, you have the Springfield weapons, you have the different type of snipers, you're in the trench. And I think some of the missions, more or less, you're taking over the islands, you know, you're versing the Nazis. It's all that type of stuff, generally based around World War 1 and World War 2. You got the MP40, you get different grenades, and obviously the sound of the game is quite different than what we have in the futuristic Call of Duties. And if you didn't know, the gameplay in the background is actually a campaign mission in Veteran, as you can see. And when the person gets shot, he doesn't have that much health, and his screen just seems to go like red for ages. And to be honest, it looks kind of cool with the game not having a mini-map or anything like that at all. Some of you may want a mini-map, but I think it looks a bit more realistic without one. I suppose that's pretty much like hardcore game mode for you. But as you can see, there's people running around through the fields, they're taking cover, they're just trying to obviously overrun the enemy in the campaign. And it's kind of like the Call of Duty World at War game modes that they had back in the day. But it just seems to me that everyone wants to go back into an older Call of Duty when Call of Duty was great, because everyone seems to enjoy older Call of Duties because it's nothing futuristic or anything like that. And the most common comment on this comment section was this comment right here from John Doe, which says, "Make Call of Duty great again. And if you really break down his comment, what he's looking at is basically making Call of Duty great again. That means going back to its roots, where everyone enjoyed the series, where it actually came from, which in this case happened to come from World War I, World War II, back in the old days, where everyone seemed to enjoy it. Obviously in COD 3 and stuff like that, there were vehicles like tanks, there were cars, there were all that type of jazz, which people like, some people dislike, and more or less that's a whole different story. And that comment got 628 likes, which is a ton. Normally you don't see it on one of these like realism mod videos, but nonetheless guys, hopefully you did enjoy the video. I just had a bit of a discussion telling you what people really think about Call of Duty, because it seems to me everyone wants the Call of Duty franchise to go back to its roots, back to World War I, World War II, where it pretty much started. I want to know in the comment section down below, do you want to see a Call of Duty in the future or in the past? Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, drop it a thumbs up. If we can smash 300 likes, that'd be sweet. And I will catch you guys later. Globe out.